Josh, you not playing?
Oh damn! I didn't have time to pick a play. All right, not good.
Oh no. Okay. Whoo!
Yeah, I didn't have time to do anything.
They already got 5 yards, bro. Oh my gosh.
All right, Madden. I see what y'all doing.
Turn me up, Josh.
Just remember what happens on Earth stays on Earth.
Bruh, my defense. I don't know the last time my defense converted a 3-and-out.
This sounds like that's on you.
Thank you, Vita Vea.
Oh. Why?
Oh my gosh. Adori. I guess that's Mike Evans. But that. Come on, bruh. Dwayne Haskins is
Hmm.
carving me up.
I thought I could get it past you. Who is that? He's fast. Honestly, I seen you there and just said fuck it, cause I was like, ain't no way this dude's fast enough to get there. And then
Mike
I found
Evans,
out
you're
the
the one
sleep
man that's not gonna
was
catch shit
me.
on this play. Oh my gosh. How are you gonna do Ramsey like that, bro? He's not gonna get beat by a tight end.
Oh,
Bro, fuck the computer, bro.
yeah, I couldn't. Every time I search it, it's not pulling up.
I think the Saints is who beat me the first game.
And then I found out was me.
Oh my god, I'm down 21-0 at half.
You suck. Yeah, you just
Yes,
suck, bro.
dude.
I'm not gonna lie. That's all
Oh
on
my
you.
gosh. I'm getting toe up.
Oh, that's Calvin.
Oh my gosh, bro. Like, what am I supposed to do? I think I need to take my rookies out. Yeah, I think I need to take my rookies out to develop them. But it does no good if we're losing. I'm getting smacked. I wonder how bad I could lose.
But he catches it. Hmm. I get 2 drops, none for you.
Oh my gosh, bruh. I be thinking Jordan Love's like that, and he's not like that.
What with speed?
And some throws.
You just playing like doo doo.
You're telling me I'm down 21-0.
That should never happen.
And they get the ball after half. Oh no,
How
I
did I
do.
get picked up, man? They took me inside when I was trying to get outside.
I'm gonna run the ball. Yep. Yeah. Oh my gosh, somebody get open. Somebody, bro. Fuck y'all. I hate this
I gotta
team.
turn this meeting on. Just what happened? Oh wait, I forgot what they said. Did you kick it yet?
Addicted to.
Oh no, I was on my computer for a second. Yes. Trying to figure out where I can go with the ball, because everybody's dropping shit. Wait, how? Someone on offense that's not playing at all is tired. He switched from that cornerback. Oh, if I would have got that bend back block. Like, how are you tired, bro? I wish I could have seen on the stream that fumble that Hurts had. What? Whoa! Oh my god. They just blessed you. They just put me in. Yeah, they put me in the weirdest anime. Like, there was no one near me. And then out of nowhere, I'm in a suction cup tackle. Oof. That one's fine.
Like, how do you not step in front of somebody in a curl route? I don't understand. Just
His.
stand behind them after the route. No, I'm saying after the route is run. if like the wide receiver is standing there, bro, you should step in front of that nigga at some point. Man, like 2 yards behind him. And
No! Oh. He should have never been there, though. He came up. He was wide open. Why are they coming back? I don't need y'all to come back to the ball. I need every yard I can get. Oh.
I need a freaking turnover, bruh.
Oh, he threw it so bad. Man, he threw it terribly. He was open, or initially. Hurts isn't looking like himself right now. Mm. That's a
Good
dime.
shit.
That's a dime. What the fuck just happened?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, that was so my fault. I should have been there. Oh my god. Jalen Ramsey, please. Make a play. Fuck me. I'm about to
Everybody,
get...
everybody,
Bruh.
everybody.
Saints really embarrassing me. They beat... Bro, I
Yeah,
already lost to
nobody
them
was guarding them.
once. Defense is raw as fuck.
Whoa.
Recording in progress. Totally cool. Just happy to have everyone here, and this is obviously our first iteration of Spark Chats.
What?
And you know what? The next 4 sessions we have are looking really exciting. Both from some Sparks presenting.
Yeah, I'm kicking.
With some clients as well. So you know what? It's 8:06. That sounds like a lucky number. I reckon we should get started. So, the first session we're doing, and I think I mentioned this at Pulse Check, is a which is something we haven't done in a long time. We used to do quite a bit when we were in the office, and essentially it was an opportunity for Sparks to present their culture, usually in an interactive way. So we would,
Oh,
people would bring in.
I want you to go short to Saquon.
People would bring in props and snacks and all that sort of stuff, and it was just a great way to sort of appreciate, you know, where people have come from, whether they be from
Could
another
y'all
part of the country,
fumble,
another part of the
please?
state, or from another country altogether. Whether they be, you know, first generation, second generation, whatever it is, just a great way to sort of get to know people and their backgrounds. So with that, the first Spark Chat we're going to do is about Australia. And whilst it's easy for me to
That's
talk
this
about
meeting,
kangaroos
and I was not muted, so everybody
rugby
heard me.
league and Tim Tams and racism, I'm going to focus on something a little bit that's a little closer to home for me, and it's a little bit more relevant for all of us as well. So I am going to watch this again. Okay, so here's
I
just
was
a
not.
bit of a background
They said they
on
only
Australia.
heard something
Obviously,
shorts
there's our former
when I
Prime
said
Minister
go
on the
short to
right-hand side
Saquon,
there.
so I think I might be safe.
But so essentially,
What you
there's
mean?
been a
Someone
population
said
of
something in the
Australia
chat?
for 20
Yes,
years.
like 3 people. I'm getting fired.
Traditional owners of the land, all different tribes. They're kind of hard to generalize a name for them, but the sort of traditional peoples of Australia were established about 50,000 years ago to
Wow, you are
story
awful.
yes.
Alright, Jordan Love, you're about to
Re-established
get
in
benched
1788 by the British
to the
at the
future.
expense of
Antonio
the
Jet.
previous population.
Why'd you
A
give
lot of
Barkley that
similarities
number?
here with the US, obviously.
Why'd you give Barkley that
I'll-
number?
I've got a few more references to that further down. Population of 25 million humans,
You didn't change it?
4 million sheep. We lost a war against 30,000 emus in 1932. We have universal healthcare, mostly free education, and it's a big island in the middle of nowhere surrounded by sharks. So I feel like that kind of sums up the country in general. It's about, of that 25 million people, I think 90% of them live in, maybe it's like 80% of them live in one of 6 cities. So it's a pretty centralized population, usually nearly all on the coast. In a
I
country
just
the
got my
size
ass
of the lower
whooped.
48 of the US, it's
31-14.
dense. So what I'm going to talk about, I know that you probably don't want to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about
My team
COVID,
is ass.
because the experience in
Sucks.
Australia and for Australians has been very, very different to that of the US, both for better or worse. I would say mostly for the better. If we just consider
I'm not.
the overall loss of human life.
You have Kareem Hunt. I don't know who's gonna stop him.
But yeah, I kind of want to talk about the experience that Australia's had
shit.
with COVID over the past, I guess, nearly 80
This
months
is
now.
not the play I wanted.
So we're on a similar timeline to the US in terms of first cases coming in and things like that. Obviously, we have a bit of a stronger connection to
Bro,
Asia
you know you had a
than the
bad
US
game
does.
when you have
There'll
no
be a lot
players
more,
to like upgrade.
migration between Australia and mainland China. I think we had our first cases coming in February, and similar to the US.
Minus 20
and,
morale for your running backs
no one
for
really
not
knew what
running
was
the
going
ball. Nice.
March 12th was probably where the ball dropped, and that's when Tom Hanks.
Yeah, bro. Just super sim
caught
me
COVID
until I play
in,
Josh. I'm done.
Queensland, in Australia. And our daily case.
I switched at the last second to
Yeah, I'm gonna play Josh week
so at this
14.
point,
playing short.
I need to start running more.
And then in early
Back on the
March,
back controller.
This happened. So this
Hold
is,
on.
sorry, anyone who is crystal here, I'm sorry that
I got a lot of shit going on right now.
In Australia, all bad things.
Why are you going for it?
In the case of 1788, it was the British. In the case of 2020, it was the Diamond Princess. It was
that's
cruise ship that
disrespectful.
sailed from Yokohama in Japan and made stops through mainland China. And when it arrived off the coast of Australia,
me.
that's kind of when everything
5
was
yards against me.
hitting the fan.
Just
sort of
knocking
thing.
down.
And there was a huge political
That's true.
crisis around.
Or if you're
letting
just me,
the
or if
ship
you
dock
if you're me, you
because
just
there was
lose.
No way of knowing,
Cause I'm gonna
whether
lose
there were
all
any
the way
cases on
out.
board or anything like that. So the ship sat off the coast for a while until they started doing testing, and then they realised that out of the 2,500 people on the ship, 700 of them had COVID.
I was hoping that Lamar threw it
And with
badly,
that,
and someone just got to
New
him in
South Wales
time.
government decided to let them come ashore, and that is what sparked our first surge. So as of March 2020, the international borders were closed, which meant that unless you were a citizen, you couldn't fly in or out. And our national daily caseload was 167, which was considered very, very, very high. So essentially, yeah, all international travel really stopped except for citizens, and it meant that no one could leave. So at that point, there was a huge rush for people to get home, whether they were traveling or whether they were permanently living away and wanted to get in before things got any worse. So there's a huge rush of people trying to get home, and with that brought more cases because there was no isolation.
You had one dude
required,
blocking 2
and testing
people.
was pretty limited.
Like, what is this?
So winter 2020, after the border closed, things kind of were fine for a bit. So you can kind of see that first spike as a result of the cruise ship coming in and some cases coming in by air. first bike kind of petered out, and you know, most of the fall and winter were pretty cool. But I'm going to kind of switch focus away from the country in general and talk about this place. This is Melbourne. This is where I'm from. This is where I grew up. And this is not only, you know, obviously important for me, but also kind of important to the story of COVID in general in Australia, because if you look at any news article about COVID in Australia, they will talk about the state of Victoria.
He's so fast.
Where Melbourne is. Most livable city in the world a number of years in a row, by the way. I think went back into lockdown 2 days ago, and has just been named most livable city during lockdown 2021, which is amazing. Good on them. The other reason I want to talk about Melbourne, obviously I've been away for 6 years, so I've still got a lot of friends there, but I want to talk about Melbourne because this is where these two live. These are my parents. This is kind of the height of their big lockdown where they were going a little crazy, and we decided to have an Oktoberfest family party. They took it pretty literally and decided to dress up like Hans and Hilda. So Martin, I hope that you're getting some nostalgia here. But they had pretzels from Aldi, they got some beers. In my dad's case, he's drinking 4% lager on ice. But yeah, so they were kind of the
We
main
sniffed it out,
thing
man.
that really brought my focus to Melbourne during COVID, just because, you know, all of my mates are in their early 30s. They were doing fine.
Oh.
Got, you know,
I thought it was a fake.
friends and partners and families and all sorts of stuff. Mum and dad was stuck at home for 12 weeks.
The blocks were just so weird.
So June 30, things really start to go downhill. So cases rise to 72, which in this context, huge numbers. And the government decides to instill what they call a ring of steel around Metro Melbourne.
Nice.
So that's Metro Melbourne there in red. That is probably a diameter of about 100 miles. So it's a fairly sprawling city, but basically shut everything down. So if you were within that red area, you could not travel outside of it.
7-minute
If you were outside
drive.
of it, you could not travel
Because you
in.
went for it on fourth down.
People were given 24 hours to move if they had to, so a lot of rush for people to get home. And I had one friend who was stuck at his beach house and was then stuck there for 12 weeks. I know, poor guy.
Indeed.
stuck at the
No!
beach, how awful. But couldn't get home. Couldn't get back to Melbourne to see friends or family. Was stuck down there with his partner for 12 weeks. So that really started the first lockdown in
third
Victoria.
quarter to now.
July 6th,
He converted every third
things got a little bit worse.
and
164 cases, and all of the other
a little
states
bit more.
said, Victoria, you're on your own. We're closing the borders.
Why y'all rush him like that?
Police checkpoints at every border crossing. Flights were completely cancelled between.
I felt like y'all didn't like him,
major
but y'all
cities
just.
in Melbourne. And the Victorian government and the federal government also banned any international flights coming to Melbourne. So if you managed to get a flight home, you'd have to fly into Sydney or Brisbane. You could not fly into Melbourne. You'd have to quarantine.
Who was that
Sydney,
again?
Then get to Melbourne somehow.
He's fast,
an
man.
exemption, and then quarantine again in Melbourne.
I don't know how he's
So then
there, but
August
he's
2nd,
there.
Cases ballooned to 380, and this is really the big lockdown. This is what they call the second lockdown in Victoria, and this was a bit of a doozy. So this lockdown was 12 weeks long. The restrictions were that unless you were an essential worker, you had to work from home. An essential worker in that context was, you know, if you worked at a bakery, you could go and work at a bakery. If you worked in a doctor's office or in certain retail stores, you could go to work. But for everyone else, you had to work from home. You couldn't travel.
Man,
3
I accidentally
miles
made a
from your house.
trade.
So that's where my parents live. That's
Yeah.
a 3-mile radius around the house. So that's as far as they could travel. You could only leave your home.
I guess I'm cool with it. I got that right tackle, Tristan Wirfs.
Max to either
Well,
exercise
my backup
or
quarterback
go to the
and
office
a
and that sort of
6th-round
thing.
pick.
You couldn't interact with any other households whatsoever. And this was
I could have
enforced
probably
by
done
the
it with
Victorian
just my
Police and the
backup,
Army.
though.
So if you got caught outside of the radius from your home,
Man,
you
that
get like a
quarterback was like a
$1,200
6th-round
fine.
pick.
And if you got busted a second time, there
I'd be
was a
coming through
risk
with
of
them late
jail
picks.
time.
Who did I trade him
With
to?
all these
Panthers?
mask mandates and things like that as
Yeah.
well, and a lot of testing. So
Damn, I
think
traded him in
they
the
tested within
freaking
25 days of
division.
people
My
they
tackles overall is
went
a 80
through. So a huge amount of testing,
that I got.
all drive through and
Yeah.
things like that. So that was 12 weeks long. This is what it looked like.
When did I draft this man, though?
The photo top left is
You can
one of
check
the
that, right?
checkpoints, and this was
Oh,
kind of at
wow.
that biggest deal, so people trying to leave the
He's
city
beat.
or get in, but also random checkpoints around the city, just checking, how far
He's
you're
really
from home,
beat.
what you're up to, and things like that. Who was in your car traveling with you? If they were not in the same
That's
household,
insane, man.
get a fine, things like that. On the right-hand side is the arrivals area at Melbourne International Airport, a pretty large airport.
Yeah.
Usually, most times today, that area would be full of cars and buses and taxis and people traveling to and
No,
from.
because I'm still able to
As you can
compete
see
right
there,
now.
it's a police car and two kangaroos having a chat. That was pretty common for a long time because the only
I just gotta. I'm realizing with Jared, I
really
really gotta get better at scoring in the red zone.
cargo.
Because I can
And,
somewhat get
very
there.
limited
I
flights
just don't
between
convert a
major
lot.
cities for people with exemptions to travel, so essential workers and things like that. Bottom left is, I think it's Burke Street, which is the main drag in
But I know
downtown
for
Melbourne.
sure in these last 2
Again,
minutes, I'm not
this
gonna be able to
would
stop him.
wall-to-wall cars and trams and people, which
Nothing
is
I can
totally
do.
packed. For 12 weeks, it was completely empty.
Anyone want a
And
wide
bottom right
receiver?
was
Let me
just
know.
well, I guess it's kind of a PR shot, but a common scene of patrols of army and police.
I got too many young receivers.
So, the effect of that
You can get a
was
wide
people went a little
receiver
bit crazy.
from overall
You
77
know, friends
to
of mine that lived in
71.
one-bedroom apartments with no access to outdoors,
Thanks.
except for that hour a day, really struggled with that.
Well,
Friends of mine that owned businesses obviously struggled with revenue because they were forcibly closed.
hey, Chase Claypool can get there.
Thankfully, the federal government implemented a program called JobKeeper,
I don't know who it
which
was.
was a program that essentially, instead of paying unemployment, they would pay the business to keep you on. So the business would get a subsidy that would maintain your employment. So if there was work to do at the business, so for example, if you worked, I'll use a bakery as an example. It's a really good
Smacked his ass.
They brought staff in to help out with forward planning and maintenance on the building and stuff like that, just to keep people busy. The other thing they implemented was obviously free testing and mental health checks. But
I'm about to say, come on, man. He ain't had a drop all game. Dude was beat just last play for me.
The public health system was
And you don't. That wasn't even a superstar corner on Calvin.
people stepped up.
Calvin been dropping everything.
And kind of
Gotta give me something.
looked after neighbours a lot more than they normally would.
I feel like I'm calling a good
And
game.
there's a lot of really great community groups that sprout up to look after people. So that was 12 weeks of that, of being indoors 23 hours a day, not being able to leave, not being able to travel anywhere. There was a lot of very emotional phone calls with home.
John Ross.
Especially because my mum
Head on
was
Jäger.
on the fly, and she was going crazy. My dad loved it. He just loves pondering around at home by himself. So lockdown was led by this guy. This is Dan Andrews, or Uncle Dan, as people call him, both for negative and positive reasons. The negative being that the
Late hit.
One part of the opposition government think he's too close to China, so they call him Uncle Dan. And everyone else calls him Uncle Dan because he.
Man, I could have gotten a lot more for that quarterback, bro. Looking at how many teams need quarterbacks.
Without fail, 7 days a
Oh, I
week.
thought you.
Um,
What? How does
there
that
are a
keep
few jokes
happening?
going around because during a 12-week lockdown.
I'm sad because I can't play in other games
There's
since
not a
Canon's
whole
at
lot
work.
that they can talk about in a press conference
That's
every
true.
single day, especially if things don't shift. So, in general, if he was wearing a suit, it was bad news, and that would either be an extension.
No, he
Nap.
threw it too high.
Um,
Quite early for a nap.
Ah,
an
come on,
increase
Hurts.
of restrictions.
That was an easy
If he was wearing
pass.
his North Face jacket, that
He
was usually
led him way too far,
good news or no news.
bro.
And so
That
people
was an
generally sort of walked out
anticlimactic
to the
ending.
podium what they were in for.
He was not
This is
supposed
a
to throw
sample
that like that.
of kind of the approach to messaging when it came to the press conferences, and I find it amusing. I think people back home found it amusing for a bit, and then were stuck at home. But this is kind of the way that the government talks to people.
You won't be able to go to the pub because the pub is shut. That doesn't mean you can have all your mates round to home and get on the beers. That's not appropriate. It's not essential. It's not needed. And all it will do is spread the virus. For another example, we had a case last week where a group of people, a dozen or so,
Oh,
went
it's
to
the
a dinner
first?
party.
I thought that was
As best we
inches.
can tell, the dinner party started with one person who had the coronavirus. By the end of the dinner party, almost everybody at the dinner party had the coronavirus.
Oh, you want to do some bullshit to end the game?
If people simply behave as normal, if they don't take this seriously,
Oh.
if they act...
Thanks, Uncle
I
Dan.
thought it was a, what's it
So
called?
after 12-week lockdown,
No, I thought it was a read option.
this is where Victoria ended up.
You don't like those?
0 new cases, and the 7-day average includes those
Not
cases
yet.
that are part of hotel quarantine. And there was still hotel quarantine happening as people came into the state via Sydney or Brisbane.
Discipline.
So
Discipline.
that's kind of where they're at. You can kind of see that
GG's.
continuing through of a handful of cases here and there. This was probably
I need Hurts to
moment that
improve
everyone
if
was
I'm
excited
to
for the
win
most,
this year.
which was
I
the
can't
easing
win
of
with him as a
lockdowns.
normal. I need him to get to
And
superstar,
it spurred
X
a
Factor.
whole bunch of memes. It spurred a song, which you'll hear at the end.
Because
of
his
this,
arm is too inconsistent.
that when so there's a national contest.
Yeah, the
every year
offense
for
is still
the
good though.
top
The offense is
100
looking
songs,
better
right?
actually.
And it's all people vote, and millions and millions of people vote every year. And this song was number one purely because it came out of a press conference that turned into a meme that turned into a song. But this was the moment that everyone was waiting for, to hear that restrictions were being lifted, and that it was a gradual